62 Beats 47, episode 13.
Yeah.
Race season has begun.
It has,
okay,
yeah.
So let's get right into it. A lot going on now. This weekend, 2 huge races. I think you'll agree with that.
Yes.
Hey, let's start with, well, some would say the bigger one, I wouldn't, but let's start with the Boston Marathon.
Okay, yes, start with
the Boston Marathon.
Sure,
okay.
Yeah.
Now, I know you're not a huge fan, right? And you just feel maybe overhyped.
Well, I should clarify that because I know there's a lot of people out there who have a lot of love for Boston.
Yeah, and I'm one of them. So
sorry.
you better be careful, mate. Yeah.
Okay. Firstly, it is the oldest continuous running marathon, which is great. That's cool.
Brilliant.
And it's in people's hearts because because of what happened in 13.
Well, no, and before, okay,
Yeah.
but also, I mean, it's got a storied history.
It
storied
has.
history.
Okay, but firstly, it's not the best course.
It's a tough course.
It's neither in terms of speed or in terms of how the crowd can get to the course, or in terms of the sites that you're passing through the course. It also, as you see from this week and previous years, it doesn't attract the best fields of runners. So it's not the largest. It doesn't have the best elite field by a long way. So I think that...
Okay, that's enough of that.
Yeah.
Right? we really don't need to hear any of
All
it.
right, back to positive.
Because it was one of the... Well, just my routine for the Boston Marathon, every Patriots Day, I sit down with my cup of tea, my toast, and I watch that marathon.
Cool.
And I tell you what, this last race
dramatic.
Was unbelievable. And first of all, huge credit to Des Linden.
Yes.
Linden.
Yes.
Brilliant. And I didn't know about this fella, but Yuki Kawauchi.
Kawauchi, yeah.
Oh my gosh, like it was unbelievable. And of course, conditions and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But, Yuki, and you read about Yuki, who has set this guy, let me give you some numbers on this guy,
Go on, hit me with them.
He has run 76 marathons sub 220.
Yeah.
Okay? He works full time in Japan.
That's right, he's a government official.
He's a government official, not sponsored. He recently ran a half marathon in a panda suit.
Yes, I heard
He
about
is
that.
my kind of guy.
He's a crowd.
What a lovely fella. What a lovely fella.
Basically.
And if you watch that race, in the first 5K, he burst off the line, and the commentators were saying, this is, he's the stupidest thing you could do. There's never ever gonna, nobody's ever won a race like this. Yuki came back time and time again. He pushed, and he cracked the field. And I'm not getting into what all the stuff you said. Okay, and fair enough. I'm not. But wow, what a race!
Entertainment of the highest order.
Oh my gosh, it was fabulous. So anyway, that was pretty darn exciting. So an American woman and a Japanese man win Boston. That's been a long time since.
That is different. That is something really different.
Really honestly broken the hold of the Kenyans, Ethiopians, right? Those are the ones who have been the big winners in the past.
I think so, yeah, for sure. And it looked like it was going to be a Kenyan victory, but it wasn't.
I know. Who was the fellow who was leading it? And he looked strong.
Yeah, Karui.
He looked strong.
Previous winner from the previous year.
But then it just, Yuki, the machine.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah, absolutely. It was great entertainment.
Loved it.
Not for the people running though, I think.
No, that would have been it was 3 degrees and with the wind chill -1. It would have been brutal.
Yeah.
Those conditions, wet and cold.
Sure.
I'm surprised there weren't a few more hypothermia victims.
runners.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So.
I know. I had some reports back from people I knew running, and they just wanted to get inside and get out of it. So
Anyway, that was one of the races.
Yes, right.
But of course, the day before.
Yeah,
I think you know what I'm talking about now,
I think I do. Yeah.
The Airdrie 5K.
Yeah.
Now this was my first challenge. Challenge of the 62 Beats 47. Right.
You didn't even notice.
Well, I can't babysit you. Okay, you got to dress. You got to dress yourself. All right. So this was the first challenge, right? And just to kind of describe the day, it was 5 degrees, or between 3 and 5 degrees, coolish.
Kind of like Boston.
It was very similar to Boston, no rain, but actually the course, it was interesting. I was looking down the start section, and it looked like it was wet, like kind of had a bit of a damp. I went out there, there was a skim of ice. Pretty scary. So anyway, I got there, you were there, and the gun went off, 73 runners in the 5K in total. And the idea was to try and hold a certain time, okay? So just, again, just describing the course, it was on a pathways, a little bit of wind, a little bit of headwind heading out and back, and a little bit of a gradual climb out and then back, okay? So here we go. Now, would you show the audience your predicted time?
Right, yes.
Okay, is it behind you?
From last week. And so last week, as I said, sort of on the camera last week, I was going to be quite generous with the time.
Okay.
So this is the...
Show me.
This is the time that I predicted.
Oh, okay, 23:45, okay.
Last week.
23:45. Let me show. Oh, I didn't know you, that was kind of, okay. That's the first I've seen that. Yeah. Okay, so what I actually did was 25:06.
Right, yeah.
Okay, 25:06 for that course, all right, Mark?
Yeah.
So there's quite a gap.
Oh, yeah.
There's quite a gap, because my PB was,
21.
is 21:05.
05, yeah.
So 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that sort of says where things were. Now the good news, the ankle felt great.
Right.
No issue with the ankle.
Yeah.
And I mean, basically, looking at where I am, I wasn't disappointed. Let me explain why.
Right.
Nelson Mandela says, I never lose.
Yeah.
I either win or learn.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great.
That is a brilliant quote, and you know what? In my mind, that's exactly where I'm at. I've had 3 months of recovery on the ankle. We really haven't been doing speed training.
We haven't done anything,
and we've tried to maintain my level of fitness. I think we've done okay.
Sure. Yeah.
But I feel now, okay, here we are. The performance gap is 4 minutes. Okay, I think it's around 20% or whatever. I know 4 minutes in 25 or whatever to get to the 21:05. Now you had a couple of things that kind of reassured me about the course. Maybe you should mention the length.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So, so this is something that a diligent coach would care about.
Yeah.
So, as I said last week, this was a generous, sort of quite aggressive time that I put for Martin if everything went perfectly. So the first thing. Well, the course wasn't 5K. So we have like high resolution GPS data. Which is highly accurate and basically calibrates as soon as you stop. As soon as you stop the watch, it's going to give you accurate times and accurate distances. So your actual 5K time was actually. It's going to be a bit tricky to see because I've written on the back of more writing. But that basically says 24:30.
24:30, okay.
Yeah, so that's your actual 5K time.
5K time, okay.
Because the race wasn't 5K long.
No, it was a little bit longer. Yeah. Okay.
So
that's good.
So you've got like 24:30.
Yeah.
And when I looked into the pace data, there are drop-offs in the pace at certain points.
Yeah.
Very clear sudden drop-offs, which basically.
Well, I had to scoot around the ice. There was a number of ice patches.
Right.
And then you had to kind of scoot around it on the grass through some ice and puddles.
Yeah.
And then there was definitely some backing off.
Yes.
For safety reasons.
And I could see that because the pace curve would be like this, and it went down, and then it came back up again. So there was kind of a background pace that you held.
Oh, okay.
And then there were these drops. I think maybe 4 of them or so.
There was 4 or 5 for sure. Yeah.
During the race. So actually. If you hadn't had the drop-offs, you would have run faster than 24:30. Okay. You actually would have run close to 24.
Okay. Which is a bit more in line, isn't it?
Is basically what we were predicting.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
so you're not totally disappointed in me?
No, not at all.
Okay,
not at all.
Well,
because the background pace that I was seeing in the curve without the drop-offs was actually about 4:45, 4:46 averaging.
Okay.
Which would have given you exactly that time.
Well, there we go.
So,
it's like magic.
It's
like magic.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. There were sections there. I felt good. I was smooth, but then I had to keep adjusting along the way. And of course, in 5K, there's not much flex.
I mean, no, it's over.
I mean, it's kind of over so quickly. So So for me, excuse me. I feel that's where I'm at. I mean, that's the way it is. I definitely looking forward to my. Well, I have a 5K, the Mother's Day 5K, which is not going to be an A race. That's with Sport Check gang. We're going to be running that. But I've signed up for the Calgary Marathon 5K on May the 27th, and I think between now. And May the 27th, right?
Yes.
This time. Now, to be frank, will I hit the 21:05 by May 27th? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
But I think I can have a pretty darn good run.
You're going to get close. You're going to get close.
It's going to be an interesting run. Yeah. So this is like another phase now, isn't it, of the training we're coming into?
And I think once you're, in your own head, once you're there within touching distance, it kind of doesn't matter. Then you'll get it. Because when you're a ways away, then the motivation isn't immediate that you're going to get there, right? So but when you get close, when you get below 22,
then
it's a matter of time because you're so close. And it's motivating.
So it had to be done. I think it was worth doing. In any challenge, there's opportunities to see where you are. I think that's the important thing. Establish where you are, look where you want to get to, and have a plan to get towards it. I think that's where we're at. So I'm pretty comfortable with that.
One thing I'd sort of add to the kind of whole time thing is that is just a sort of generic thing. Whether you're the runner, whether you're a coach, whether you're just looking at stuff. Is always be careful about judging times, and this goes actually in all sports actually, to just where people will just judge a result. There's always a story behind the result, and it's always key, I think, to sort of say, okay, that was the result, but what's the story behind it? It's kind of like watching a football match or a rugby match, and you're like, well, so and so beat this team. But is there a backstory?
Is there a story?
Because maybe this team here had half the team were missing because they were injured. And when we look at that, when we look at that time, whatever you want to call it, 24:30 or whatever. Always think about it's very easy to just say that's the time. That's where the person is. But there's always a story, and then what's actually really happening in the background all the time.
Well, of course, the really good news by doing what we did is the ankle. No after effects. No issue. I definitely felt some muscle fatigue, which I expected. But that's exactly what
great news.
Should happen. So that's where I feel we're in a positive ground. And just to add a couple other little positives, because it's a spectrum. It's not just one thing. I think that's when one thing I will say is whenever I've people ask me about what time should I shoot for. Well, say in a marathon. Well, I say look. Pick 4 times.
Right.
Number 1, finish the marathon. Okay. Number 2, pick a time that you are comfortable with. Then pick something that'd be kind of cool. And then pick, okay, here's a kind of this is my target time. Those 4, if you do that, basically you will not be disappointed in your outcome.
It's true.
There's nothing worse than having